And folks, I want to introduce you to a special guest. And before I introduce you to this special guest, you've got to see some video on her. She's a fantastic professional pro athlete, one of the first women with the first $1 million contract, but you got to see these moves. So hold on while I get my technology together, and I'm going to bring just a short video of her into the stream. So stand by, folks, as I do that. Hold on. Let's see here, folks, get this right here. We're going to share a screen. We're going to hit share. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and start this video. Here we go. All right. Wait a minute. Here we go. We got to get this thing started right and go into live. Here we go. Look at those moves. Woo! Santia Deck, professional football athlete. Just showing you some of her moves from earlier on. She's a fantastic athlete. We really look forward to having her on the show, but you've got to see this to believe it, because she certainly is a unicorn, both beautiful with grace and with incredible athletic capability and in incredible shape. And these are just some of the images that we want you to see as we talk about her. We got a couple more minutes of this. It's entertaining, so watch her. She's a hard worker. She gets it done. I can see why she has $1 million contract. I don't know anyone, male or female, who runs and catches and moves with such grace. She's definitely one of a kind. And a hard worker. Woo, look at that coordination. Unbelievable. Now, I did say she was a hard worker, didn't I? I guess that's why she's the queen of abs, and she has her own tennis shoe company. Unbelievable. Hard worker. She's done a lot to get where she's gotten today, and it's just good, really just seeing her ability. So this is Santia Deck, aka Queen of Abs, aka founder of her own tennis shoe company, aka professional football athlete. And I think there's a whole lot more. Most of all, it's just Santia the person. She's fantastic, folks. We get a chance to meet her very soon. We're going to end this, and we're going to bring her on. Fantastic. Give her a under the radar sports media. Unbelievable. So we're going to go ahead and stop sharing at this point. Whoa! Did you see that?
Feel much smoother with Monday.com.
Oh, let me stop it real quick. This is me fumbling with my technology, but I'll get it going right in a second here. There we go. I got it stopped. Hey, folks, again, welcome to the Virginia Democratic the Virginia Democratic Small Business Caucus Show during Black or African American History Week. And that's why we have Santia Deck coming on the show, really highlighting a professional, just athlete, and then also an African American who's actually making history. So we really want to highlight her. This is history in the making live right now. So without further ado, before I bring her on, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little more background on her. And here it is. Let me do her promo. And her promo is, let me get all my words up here straight so I can see them while you see them, right? Santia Deck is a history-making professional female football player and social media influencer. She has over 800 engaged loyal followers, and she also has she's also a former track and field collegiate athlete. Santia has made history by being offered the highest paid contract in women's football history. She's a published author, fitness model, TV personality, and media consultant, public speaker, and TV host. Whoa, that's a lot. But she also maintains what she does because she's also a fitness trainer, certified, and offers a variety of different sort of things in that area to a community of people and supporters. Excuse me. I'm just wondering how she manages to get it all done, folks. Santia also has started a successful startup, and she's a CEO. And she started a fantastic company, a tennis shoe company or athletic wear company called TRONUS. And TRONUS is, she made history another time being the first female athlete to own her own shoe company. She's in the company's innovative shoe wear or footwear brand, and I'll get the words right here, folks. It's been very impressive. It's had very impressive growth since its launch. The launch was during 2020, despite the pandemic that was happening at that time. She still was able to get record sales and a lot of praise from celebrities and other customers or a dedicated base of folks who support her company. And it continues to expand. A little personal note, Santia's from Greenville, was born in Greenville, South Carolina, raised in Houston, Texas, and now resides in Atlanta, Georgia. And she does a lot of traveling, and Santia has been running full speed after her dream since childhood. Now she works tirelessly. And this is the best part I also love about Santia, is she inspires and empowers young people and women and others with her determination and passion. She's just a good person. And folks, I want to be able to bring to our live broadcast now. Without further ado, I want to bring Santia Deck. Santia.
Hello.
How are you doing, Santia? Let me get the pictures in close so people can see just who you are.
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Listen, I got all these great shots of you, Santia, and I just want people to kind of get an idea of who you are. And then when they get that idea of who you are, they'll know that you have a fantastic shoe company. You've also got this fantastic company. Look, you sporting those shoes. Unbelievable. TRONUS, what a brand. And this is Santia. You see her live, and this is her carrying the ball. And also, she looks good while she's doing it. So, folks,
thank you.
Let me tell you, welcome again.
Thank you.
Jack. I'm sorry I fumbled a little bit over your intro, but you know what? People probably weren't listening to me. They were looking at you. So
it's okay. You did well. Thanks,
Santia. Santia, so we like this show to be informal. It's informative and engaging, and it's just a conversation between you and I. So I always start off by asking my guests who come on the show, how did you get to be who you are today? And tell us a little bit about Santia Deck.
Wow, that's a good question. I grew up in an entrepreneur, family. My mom was an entrepreneur. My biological father was an entrepreneur. So was my stepfather, who really raised me. So I feel like, I was kind of destined to do something in the entrepreneur world. I didn't know it was going to be a shoe company. I didn't know I was going to be playing, professional football at some point in my life. But I knew I was going to be doing something. So it started off, with me becoming an influencer, building and growing yourself on social media while I was in college. And then after college, I became a personal trainer, started training celebrities. Then I got into flag football, which is kind of like what really boosted me, because after I went viral, things kind of changed for me as far as like my brand. I kind of exploded on the internet. And then that caused so many other opportunities to come my way, including rugby, which I was actually training for the 2020 Olympics in 2019 to try to make the USA rugby team. And unfortunately, I got injured. And then that's when I was able to get into tackle football shortly after that. And now I'm here.
I mean, I said, wow, that's quite a story. But I think I know I just all disclosure. I met Santia a few years ago, and I did have an opportunity to go down, folks, to Atlanta and speak with her, and and meet her family, which is a fantastic family she just talked about. But I know there's so much more than that, because you've come through a lot of adversity to get to where you are and to be offered the things that you've been offered. And I know you definitely have a open heart and a caring attitude towards inspiring other people, inspiring younger people, and other people to chase their dreams. How do you do that? I mean, what are some of the things you've done in that area, and why do you feel that way?
For me, I honestly don't do much of anything for myself. Of course, all this stuff is great. I
Mm-hmm.
love being an athlete. I've been an athlete since I was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But my heart is definitely in inspiring, motivating, and really showing youth that all things are truly possible, especially African American children, because they don't have the best examples. They don't have a lot of examples, outside of just the main things. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
show that we have a space in the entrepreneurial world. And so even with my shoe company, of course, I thought about the success for my family and generational wealth and breaking generational curses and things like that. But I was also like, man, if this becomes successful, I'll be showing these children that there is no ceiling to how high you can go. We have a place everywhere, including the shoe industry, which is a very male dominated industry, and so many other things dominated. So it's like I wanted to show that I have a place here. It's mine. Nobody has a piece of it. I'm not getting a percentage. I'm not getting not even close to what I'm worth. I want to show that I can go and get and build a company and not have to worry about, is this deal that I'm getting from this bigger company, is it enough for me? Is it actually showing my worth? So I just took a harder road, but I was like, I want to also give opportunities to those who want to get into this industry, show them how to do it, and then give these other athletes an opportunity to get what they're worth if they sign under TRONUS. So it's so many things that I want to do, and I truly believe, I'm a very faith-driven person. Have been since I was a child. I truly believe our life goal and our purpose on this world is to make others better. And so for me, that's what I do. And I just get to do some pretty cool stuff while doing that.
I, I have to admit, you have been doing some pretty cool stuff. I mean, both as small business entrepreneur and the things that you've accomplished in your athletic career, amazing. And let's talk a little bit about that athletic career and what you're doing now as a professional uh, women's football player. Yeah. Can you tell folks a little bit about that league and what they can expect when they expect to actually see you get out there, run that ball, and catch that ball, and your team?
Yeah. Well, life has happened. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I was at the league called WFLA. I decided to part ways and go to an actual different league. So now I'm with the WNFC, which is out here
Okay.
in Atlanta. I play for Atlanta Phoenix. This will be my first season playing with them as a running back and a receiver. So I'm pretty excited. Um, the thing that a lot of people probably recently found out about my journey is I actually am going through ACL recovery. So I actually ended up tearing my ACL partially.
I'm sorry to
My
hear
season
that.
starts April 2nd. So, we're hoping, the doctors are hoping, my PT is hoping that I will get to play at least 1 or 2 games this season. Unfortunately, it was something I don't think we ever see injuries coming as athletes,
Mm.
but it did happen. So I hope that you guys will see me this season. I can't guarantee it, but if not, I will definitely be on a football field next year, better than ever. But right now, it's looking pretty good. They feel like I could, at least, like I said, play in a few games. So I'll have to
Okay.
keep you guys posted on that journey.
Okay. So when you said the season starts in April, and the name of the
Yep.
team again?
So the name of the team is Atlanta Phoenix, and the league is called WNFC.
Okay. Are they going to be broadcasting on ESPN or any channels yet? Or how's that working out for the league?
So we are going to be on a few streaming, like I guess channels and apps and things like that. I know, we all as female athletes want to be on ESPN. Unfortunately, that
Yeah.
is a lifelong battle that I feel like we've all been fighting, since the beginning of times for women. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if one day is going to happen for us. I don't think it's going to happen this season for us. But we will be on Apple TV, Roku.
Okay. Great.
And a few other ones. I think Amazon. So it's a few different apps that we're on right now that we're pretty excited about, which is a long ways from being on Facebook Live, So we're making some strides in the women's football arena.
Hey, listen, somebody has faith in you guys. If they're paying you and they want you out there and they're getting behind you, they definitely know that they're building it. Just like the rest of these leagues are very difficult to build. I mean, when I think about you, I think about the WNBA and what all they had to go to as women professional athletes to even see that. And I would think that you guys even have a harder road to hoe because there isn't any collegiate equivalence to what you guys do. I mean, there's no college football teams that are women's football teams like they have in basketball.
I don't think I can hear you.
You can't hear me? I can see and hear you. Can you hear me now? Folks, so we get a little bit of live. I don't know what happened here. This is crazy. Great. What's going on here? Let's double check something.
Do I need to hang up and call back?
Call back let me try and see what this whole. No, none of my other Bluetooth stuff is connecting in. I tell you what, I'm going to bring you out of the stream.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm going to take you out of the stream. Hold on a second. I'm going to remove you and put you back in. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now all of a sudden? Great, it's unbelievable.
Still can't hear you.
Why don't you go ahead and hang up and then call back and click back in. Well, folks, this is how it is. Sometimes we have a little challenges with our technology. And when we do, we kind of have to deal with it. And we're going to have Santia just hang up for a moment, and then she's going to dial back in. And when she comes back in, I'll bring her back into the stream so we can finish talking with her and maybe answering some of the questions that I just asked her. But folks, stand by. There she is back again. I'm going to add her to the stream. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened, but
I have no idea what happened. Anyway, I talked my way through it. So we're recording this pre-recorded to play live at another time. You might be able to edit that part out. But the question that I had for you, I know you guys have so much more of a challenge than, for example, when I think about it, women basketball teams, which they have those teams in college, but you see less of that, or I'm not sure whether they exist in college, where they more or less are bringing women football players from the NCAA or wherever they're playing at into the professional level. So that's a challenge. Can you talk a little bit about that and give people an idea exactly what you had to go through?
Well, I mean, it definitely wasn't traditional. When I was offered, the contract and offered to play for the league that I played for, it was something that was newly being built.
Okay.
And it wasn't anything where you had to go through college to get to this point, or, go through, I don't know, like whatever the guys go through to get to where they're going through in different sports to play on the professional level. It was more so, we do have leagues outside of that league that was new. So they put out, we did camps, we did tryouts, we did combines and all that stuff. And, obviously then you're recruited by a team. And that's kind of how it went for me. I had probably even more unique experience because I was actually playing rugby at the time. Yeah, so I was literally on the road to the Olympics. So when she first reached out, my mom, she was like, well, she's playing, she's trying to make the Olympic team. So she really can't focus on anything with football. So the owner was like, okay, I understand. I respect that. So after I got injured, after I healed and I, recovered and everything, she came back around and was like, hey, we still love to have you. You did miss tryouts in the combine, but, we've seen your tapes. We've seen what you can do, obviously with rugby, flag and all that stuff. So, we feel like you would be a great fit for the league. And that's kind of how it happened. So I had probably a really different experience than most people. But, unfortunately, like I said, a lot of things in women's football, women's sports period is a little different when it comes to how we get to where we are. A lot of us never even get to be paid, period, to play our sports.
Exactly.
So it's you know, it's a journey that I feel like is slowly changing. You know, there is things kind of opening now for women to get more opportunities and things like that. But we still have a long journey, you know, but you know, it's happening.
Well, what's exciting is when people finally get an opportunity to see you play and the other players play, that's going to change their mind and create that interest or that buzz, which I'm just kind of, you know, I've been waiting with bated breath to see this for so long. I said, this is going to be great.
I know. Trust me. I was super excited about this season. You have no idea. So, you know, we'll see.
Well, so I guess people can follow, I guess, your social media, or what places would they be able to, and I know you're on top of social media. Wow.
I can't hear you again. Oh my gosh.
You just went out again. Can you?
Okay, I'm gonna hang up again, and I'm gonna call you back. I don't know why I can't hear you again.
That isn't okay.
All right, I'm gonna call you back
one more time. One more time. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy.
Right, I'm gonna hang up.
Hey, go ahead, do that. Go ahead, do that. It's crazy. Unbelievable, folks. This is the technology challenge that we get. I don't understand why we're getting the challenge, but we, in fact, are getting a challenge. And you ought to be able to hear me. And I don't know whether it's on her end or my end, but it's the first time we've had this. But Santia's back here in the stream again. For whatever reasons.
I don't know what is happening.
Never happened.
I was going to say it's technology.
I don't understand why it's popping in and out, but I'm just glad that you're able to get back. So Santia, people can basically follow your social media platforms or really get an idea when that's going to get started in April and what platforms it's going to be on.
Yes.
Let me talk a little bit about your shoe company, you as a small business entrepreneur. And really, athletes are entrepreneurs in and of themselves anyway, because it's a business, right?
It is, yeah.
You're playing for somebody, they're paying you, but it is clearly you are an entity in and of yourself. And with the shoe business, what gave you the idea to start this company, TRONUS? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, kind of like everything else, it was you know, it was unique. It was honestly an opportunity that turned into an opportunity. I was an influencer for another shoe company. I was selling the mess out of their shoes doing really, really well. The designer was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about, your own shoe?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a sneakerhead, been a sneakerhead since I was a kid." And I was like, why wouldn't I not want my own shoe? So I told him what I wanted. I said I wanted it to be kind of a mixture between like a Balenciaga and a Jordan. And I wanted it to be functional. So like where you can work out in it, but it also looks really good. You can sport it out, if you're going out with your friends or whatever. We talked about the details. He mocked it up, got it like the first try. It was perfect, to me.
Wow.
And then I remember I posted it on social media. It went crazy. And then after that, my mom, who's also my manager, and she's the COO of TRONUS, she was like, let's just do a shoe company. And I was like, first I was like, Mom, there's too many big companies that we got to go against. It's just not possible. And she was like, you can do it. You have the following, you have the engagement, you have the support. It's possible. And my mom, if anybody knows her, she thinks I could fly. All her children, she can fly and do whatever we want to do in life.
I've met your mom. And
she definitely instilled confidence and just self-love and everything in us at a young age. So I was like, okay. She just told me to pray on it. I remember I prayed on it that night. And I was like, you know what? Though if it goes wrong, at least I can say I tried to make a shoe company. And that's still a pretty cool thing, pretty cool accomplishment. But if it goes right, then I'll be securing generational wealth, breaking generational curses. And then I'll also be inspiring the next generation to do something similar and also just go after crazy dreams that they say is crazy anyway.
Right.
And I felt like that was a better route. So I took that leap and now we're here.
Fantastic. So if people are trying to get your shoe, where can they get your shoe or anything like that?
So you can go to TRONUSofficial.com. I'm sorry. It's just TRONUS.com. So TRONUS, TRONUS. And it is official. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart right now. TRONUS official, TRONUS official.com. We have sizes 3 all the way up to 18. So if you got huge feet, we got that for you too. And if you want to follow like what's going on social media, because we're literally updating our page every day. It's just TRONUS official, and that's it. So you can definitely check it out there, and kind of just see what we have going on.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. One thing I did know is I'm trying to work my technology by myself. I'm just making sure I'm able to get everything I want in here of you. Well, since it's TRONUSofficial.com and people are buying your shoes from size 3 to 18,
Yeah.
and you've been around for a year, and you guys are more or less selling your shoes online, or have you yet made any deals with any of these big box stores or other people? How's that working for you for people who are interested in getting in that business?
Yeah, so we've actually recently partnered with East Bay. So we're in East Bay right now. We are in the process of trying to get our shoes actually in Foot Lockers. So
Okay.
that is like our ultimate goal and just kind of like what we're
Mhm.
working pretty hard for. But we take pride in being a online business just because the way the
Mhm.
world is going, everybody's online. It doesn't even really make sense to have a brick and mortar store at this point anymore. Not to say that
Exactly.
it's you can't do it, but I'm a social
Mhm.
media influencer, so it just makes sense for it to be online. You can reach the world that way.
800,000 followers are a lot of people to talk to about your shoes. So
Yeah,
your
yeah,
mom is smart.
yeah. No, yeah, she is.
You're online. There's people that like you. Matter of fact, I got to get a pair of those shoes too. So it's fantastic. And I think in the celebration of African American History Month, I've never heard any other woman out there, professional athlete, that's had a shoe. You are the first, aren't you?
Yep, I'm the first, and recently Addison Felix came out with her shoe company, so it's just us.
And that is that with all the successful women athletes that are out there, it is kind of amazing to hear that you're the first. And I guess you're the first, and I guess this other person you just spoke about are the first people to say, well, hey, we'll produce our own shit, right?
You have to really, I
Yeah.
would say you have to be a little crazy. You have to have a lot of support and just faith in doing this because this is not easy. We are 100% family owned. We have no investors, no
No.
funding from anybody. This is just us. So it's we funded everything. It's me and my mom is woman owned as well. We do have a team now. We built out a great team, so we do have a team and everything. But it it is not it's not easy. So I can see why people are like, hey, like I'd rather just get a deal with another brand or something like that and just call it a day. But I felt like why not break through that glass ceiling? Why not
Well,
me? So
you've had a lot of good trailblazers who had that exact same thought. I mean, this is in the categories of the Barry Gordys of the world. It's like, hey, I could go be on a large label, but hey, let's start our own.
right.
And I think in the tradition of small business and all the challenges for the African American community we've had to deal with, I must commend you and say, hey, I'm going to get a pair of those shoes and encourage other people to do it too. And the celebration of African American History Month, plus it's a fly looking shoe. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I got to get one. So we've talked a little bit about your company. We've talked a little bit about your career and when people can expect to see you. Is there anything else you want to tell us at all about Santia Deck?
I would just say stay tuned. I have a lot of amazing things coming up that I can't even talk about right now, but I have some other things that I'm going to be launching, and I think it's definitely going to be pretty cool. Just to see everybody's response because I put a lot of work and heart into what I'm doing or what I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing for a while. So, I would just tell people just if you want to go get it. This world is our oyster. If we make it, there is no limitations. The sky is not the limit. So don't believe that and
Right.
just bet on yourself. Like if I feel like if if COVID didn't teach us anything, it's to bet on yourself. Like that dream that you want, that business that you want to open,
Mhm.
this is the time to do it. So I would say just keep dreaming and go after it.
Wow, you almost took away my last question. I always ask all of my guests who come on to the show if they were king or queen for the day, and if there's a personal pet project that they would like to see happen, and they could wave a magic wand and make it happen. What would it be? I almost feel like you answered that question, but I'm going to throw it
Yeah.
out.
If I could, honestly, I would want to. I think this is such a cliche answer, but somehow build a project to where it ended like world hunger. I feel
Wow.
like that would be amazing. Yeah.
That comes from the heart, and that's kind of amazing because another guest I had, another amazing African American woman said, exactly the same thing in poverty.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. That's
Yeah.
what you would
Yeah,
do.
that's a big one.
That's a big, in poverty and hunger. That's what I would do. So I know where you're coming from. So just in the end here, I also ask people to, what's your social media handles that you want to put out there for people?
You can follow me on Instagram. It's track, like run track baby 001. What is it? Facebook is Queen of Abs. And again, my shoe company is TRONUS Official.
Well, folks, you heard it right here on the Virginia Democratic Small Business Caucus.
I lost you again. I don't know if you can hear me.
Me again. We're playing.
I lost you again.
Come back one more time.
Okay.
One more time, Santia. Hey, Santia Deck and Wolves, welcome and thank you for being on the Virginia Democratic Small Business Caucus Show live. And we just had our guest who kept popping in and out. She kept popping in and out, and she's back again as we're playing Bob at the end of the show. Could you be loved? We love you, Santia.
Thanks for having me.
Next time. Take care. So come on back and see us. We're going to invite her back again because we still want to hear about your journey. And I
Definitely
know
will.
Big journey that's out there still.
For sure.
I love you, Santia. See you later.